There's a story about a little girl named Jenny, who's about 4 years old or so, and 4-year-olds have a lot to learn yet. Well, one winter day after it snowed, she went out to build a snowman with her dad. And as they're out there making the snowman, this plane flies overhead and takes a look up at it, and she says, Daddy, how do people climb up into the sky to get into those airplanes? And Dad looked at her and said, no, honey, they don't climb into the skies. The plane comes down and it lands on the earth at airports, and then at airports they get people and then they fly back up. That's how it goes. So, okay. Now picture yourself as a pilot of that airplane. You're up there flying around. You're about ready to land at the airport to pick up people. And the guy from the control tower calls you up and says, we can clear you for landing, but I just want you to know that there are good people down here, but, kind of they're fighting right now. And some of them are cheating and some of them are lying, and there's some corruption here, and people are hurting each other. And so you can land if you want, but you also have the choice just to fly on. Okay, so you're the pilot of the airplane. How many are flying on? How many are landing? The rest of you don't know. All right. Whatever your thing is, keep it in mind. But Jenny asked her dad, we can also ask about God. Daddy, how do you get up to God in the sky? And the answer is, well, you don't have to. Because Jesus comes down earth to us, to get us. Not in an airplane, but through the Mother Mary and Joseph, his foster father, that God would walk the earth with us. But what if God knew that among the people, all the people made in his image and likeness, that sometimes they're lying and they're cheating and they're hurting other people, and there's some corruption down there, and things get kind of messy? Do you think God would still send Jesus into the world? How many say yes? How many say no? And the rest of you don't know. Okay, fine. If we have the tendency when we were pilots to say, I'd probably fly over, then we too have something more to learn about God. As God sees us down here, and sometimes we get more in a mess, God wants to be with us. He wants to come here and say, look, I've come to walk with you, to be with you, to lift you up, to pick up your spirits. That those who walk in darkness might see a great light, and those who walk in the land of gloom, upon them the light will shine. That's what we're celebrating here tonight. God doesn't need to wait for us to get up that high. He comes down to us. And as we see through this creche we have here, he comes down not in some miraculous, not in some stupendous kind of a castle, but rather he comes down in a stable. And he lies in a manger. Comes down to be with us, to say, hey, look, I'm with you. There's nothing that you experience that I don't experience. But I came to lead you from where you are to another place. We want to get up to God. What we need to do is recognize the presence of Christ in our lives and then to follow him. That when there is darkness in our lives, and if we're smart enough to see that sometimes we're kind of walking in darkness, when there is darkness in our lives and we don't know where we are going, that it's time to look even more intently to Jesus Christ, the one who is the light that has come into the world. And so that we who sometimes walk in darkness might see that great light. And so it said in that second reading, it says, He has taught us to live temperately and justly and devoutly in this age, eager to do good. Are you eager to do good? Everybody go like this, okay? Yeah, we are. That comes out especially at this season. We're eager to be good for others, eager to overlook those kinds of things which might have separated us, eager to come together and to celebrate us. And even though there are some things which cause some tension in the world, there's something a whole lot deeper than that that brings us together. And we need to be eager to do good, eager to be like Jesus Christ was, someone who has come to bring darkness and to bring light into our darkness. But temperately and justly, kindly, lovingly, forgiving, generously in this world. And to notice where we're not doing it and to walk towards the light and away from the dark. That's part of what we celebrate this evening, the coming of Jesus among us. And as he is born in a stable, so too he is born again and again in our lives, especially in those places where we think he wouldn't go. When we fall on our faces, when we are somewhat in the dark, that's especially where he's going to go. To bring us beyond where we are into a better, a new place. Like that plane coming down, picking us up, lifting us, our hearts and our minds to God. We celebrate that this evening as we do every Christmas. And we need to remember that really deep down, isn't there an eagerness in our hearts to celebrate love, to overcome what divides us, to be generous with our love for others. As we continue to celebrate this liturgy, continue to look for the presence of Christ, who has come down into our lives as they are, and to lead us to a better life here on earth as well as hereafter.